name is Sylvia. Welcome to my channel. If you don't know me, I'm a VA and social media manager from Portugal. And today, as you can see, I'm in a bit of a different setup. If you haven't watched last week's video, I did a story time of how I got started in my business. And I gave a bit of a teaser that this video would be sort of a freelancer reacts to my past Upwork job history. If you don't know, I've been working through Upwork for 7 years now, so there may be a few gems over here. I don't know if this video is going to be fun, embarrassing, or maybe a bit of both, but either way, I hope you enjoy it. So at the time that I'm filming this video, I have a total of 97 jobs. That does not make any sense. A few weeks ago, I'm pretty sure I had over 100 jobs, so I don't know what happened here. I definitely didn't do less jobs these past few weeks, but either way, apparently I have 97 jobs, so yeah, let's get into those. Alright, so now I'm all logged in, so let's give it another go. Alright, so now that we're down to the first job I did, you can see that my prices at the time were pretty low. But yeah, I was just in high school, I was just getting started and I didn't know much about pricing. But this one is the job that, if you haven't seen my last video, I actually showed some samples. So if you want to see these illustrations that I did for this job, go check out my last video. I'll have it linked in the description. But this was a pretty fun job, so I explained it on that video. But basically, it was a son that wanted me to do 20 illustrations for his dad's 70th birthday, which was pretty cool. And it was such an honor to be able to give him that gift. So I loved that one and it got me great feedback. So that was a plus, even though it paid pretty badly. Yeah, apparently 1 month after that, so that was July 2013. And 1 month after that, I started doing my first translation job on Upwork, which apparently got me great feedback as well, but again was pretty low pay. But that's, again, my own fault. I didn't know how to price my services. Then this one, I believe again, it was a hand-drawn thing, so I wasn't working much on the computer back then, which is surprising for me. But this one was pretty fun to make as well. I did it, if I remember correctly, with watercolors, just like this one. Watercolors and black ink. So those are two mediums that I really enjoyed working with. I haven't done any physical art in a long time, apart from those watercolors that I did the other day. Translation jobs, again, like I said in the last video, this was how I got started, and it was the skills that I knew that I had at the time. This one is a $3 an hour, so I was really low paid back then. Oh, I remember this one. So it was Flash games, those ones that you play online. I was given a list of games and I had to write the descriptions for them, which, like, again, it was low pay, but that was pretty cool, actually. And now I would have loved to redo that job, maybe with some more insight on like things like SEO and content writing. So yeah, definitely right now I would charge much more and have done a much better job. But that was pretty cool because, if you don't know, I love games, like any sort of games. So that one was pretty cool. I'm glad that I got to remember that. This one was also pretty cool. It was kind of a long-term relationship that I had with this client. It was kind of my first long-term client. It was a Facebook page that had like quote images and they were all in French. And if you don't know, like, I understand French. I don't speak it very much. He translated the quotes, but it was a challenge for me to try to understand them in French before trying to check the translation. And I got most of them right. So it was pretty cool. So I just created those images. I have an example here, but it's not showing. Let me see if it shows, because Yeah, so I did quotes like these. So just finding a related image and putting text over it and his website below. So yeah, I did a lot of these. Let me see if I can show it to you. I'll show it to you later because I'm just recording this tab. So yes, I'll show you later. I'll edit it on this part so it shows right after. But basically, then I did another 50 images for him. And then he asked me if I would put them into his auto publisher. I don't remember what's the program that we used, but it was like a queue method. So we put all of the images in the queue for posting, and then they would post automatically and like on repeat. So that was this one. So all these jobs were from that client. This one was pretty fun to make. They gave me like, it was an alphabet, and each letter of the alphabet was related to a London monument. And I love London, so I was happy to do it. And I created an icon for each letter of the alphabet. So if I can find it, I'll put it right here, some examples, but I'm not sure if I have those. This one was also pretty cool. I'll show it to you. Wait, I think I have the file. Okay, so turns out I couldn't find this one, but that one was pretty cool to make. And this one was one of my first social media projects, along with that other one with the Facebook images. But this one was for a YouTube channel that was called, I think, Healthcare Triage. If I remember correctly, I think it was a doctor giving like healthcare tips. So I would schedule all of their posts, and I remember we used Hootsuite for this project. This one was pretty simple. It's one of those jobs where you are like, are you sure you need me to do this? But like, it was simple, so I took it. It was like back in the day when I was just taking any jobs that I could. This one was pretty boring. I remember I would do it on the train. When I went to uni, I went on the train and I would do these transcriptions on the train every day. So it got pretty boring after a while. So that's kind of when I phased out translations and transcriptions, I believe. This one was pretty cool. It was a illustration for a marriage proposal, which was, again, an honor to be a part of such a celebration for someone. And you can hear the bell. But yeah, they left me a great review as well, which is pretty cool. This one was for that same client with the Facebook images. Yeah, now I remember we used Social Loom for the queuing of the posts. So this again was creating the images and posting them. Oh, I think this one was the one I mentioned. Yeah, it was the one I mentioned on the last video that I was doing full time while I was studying. So yeah, this one was a long-term client as well. But then they decided to stop working with me because they hired someone locally. So they were in California, which made sense. This one was one of my first favorite clients, like those that I literally can vibe with and talk to all day like a friend. I still talk to her. Yeah, so I did some blog posts for her and then ended up doing some social media work. So that was kind of like where I learned the bulk of my social media skills. Like, I did social media for other clients before, as you can see, but that was when I kind of ramped off from there and like fell in love with social media. Of course, I learned a lot since then, but that was where I got started on that passion. Yeah, I love how she always said, I have a can-do attitude. And yeah, I'm definitely a fast learner. I'll take on any new platform and learn it like this. This one was pretty interesting. It paid really well. And basically all it was I had to draw lines, and then I don't know what the goal was with this again, but I was happy that they paid me, and it was interesting because you had to draw like, say, 100 lines in a row, and then they would make like the average of all the lines that you drew. It was like a research project, or an art project, apparently. I don't know, but it was fun. Scheduling social media posts and potentially conducting social influencer research. Oh, yeah, I like this client. I ended up working for them again, but I didn't remember this job post actually. But it was, this client is the one that has the No So journal, which I referenced in my morning routine video. So let me just show you. This client was for the No So journal, which I have here. I absolutely love this journal. It has like dotted pages. So yeah, just a shout out over there. But yeah, this one was a pretty cool project, and she ended up hiring me again for a Black Friday kind of campaign. So that was pretty cool to be able to work with them again. Oh, this client was great. Like, they wanted to move to Portugal, and I helped them with the move, like sort of the logistics, because many, like, the immigration companies here in Portugal, many of them had their phone lines just in Portuguese. So if you're coming to Portugal, you probably don't know Portuguese that well. So I helped them out with that and some translations. Design 9 balls for a casual game. I remember this one. It was a set of 9 balls? Yeah. It was a set of 9 balls, all with like different characters. So the balls would be like, I think some were literally balls, but the other ones had eyes and like were characters. I don't know. I don't remember all of them. So yeah, again, I worked with NoSo with their cyber campaign, like Black Friday and Christmas in 2018. So yeah, it was almost 2 years ago. This one is a pretty recent one that I took on last year, but I've actually, this is the one I delegated to my boyfriend recently, so I'm not doing it anymore. Oh, one is pretty cool. It's an app that connects you or like lists you all of the co-working spaces in a certain city. So you can pay, instead of like paying to that co-working space for their monthly membership, you pay on the app, that app's membership, and then you can get access to all of their partner co-working spaces. So you can work on different ones every day or every other day. That one was pretty cool. So I had to go onto each of the co-working spaces and their apps. So I got to try them all out, which was pretty fun. Yeah, this is one of my current clients. So we ended this contract in order to go to a fixed price contract. But this one is one of my favorite clients again. I started out doing more virtual assistant tasks for her and eventually evolved it to social media, because she was looking for a social media manager, and I was like, I'm looking for social media work, so I can definitely help you. So I offered to do that, and we're still doing it like 1 year later. Yeah, the only reason I'm ending this contract is so we can move to a different payment model. This client is awesome. So shout out to you, Ruthie. And then yeah, I have 9 jobs in process. Some are like active clients, and the other ones are more like clients that reach out to me every once in a while, so we keep that job open. This one is my most recent client, is Kaz. So I did her social media scheduling, and I created for her, I don't know if you saw on my Instagram, I created an email template for her. So that one's pretty cool. Virtual assistant to content marketing agency. I think this one is Ruthie. Yeah. This is the new contract with her. So yeah, right now I have this active client, this active client, and this active client, and the other ones just come to me from time to time. So I actually got inspired by this video to go clean out my current jobs on Upwork. So that was fun. So yeah, I hope you enjoy that. If you watched this far, it was probably not that bad. If you liked it, make sure to give me a like and subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. I always like to talk about social media and entrepreneurship and working from home. So if you're interested in either of those, make sure you're subscribed. And I'll talk to you next Friday. Bye. How do I stop this video?